Okay, today you will have some exercise on arrays in Java. So let me
Sounds good. Sounds good.
share my screen with you, and let's begin with the first one. I guess you can see my screen now. Here in
Yep.
arrays, yeah, here in arrays package, I will create a new Java class. I'll call it array exercise. Okay. Before I forget, I'll put main uh, function. Okay. And yeah, here I will put a comment. So that is our first uh, program that we know we need to code, write a Java program to some values of an array. Like here, if we have an integer array called int array, okay, and it has values of 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 10, 12, 15. Okay, so how many elements here we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 elements, and we want to calculate the sum of all these 8 elements. What we're gonna do here, for example, I will create an integer variable. I will call it result, not result, I call it sum, okay? And I give it initial value of 0, and then I will make a for loop. I will use for each loop because it will be easier for me iterating an array. So here I'll say int array uh, int array. So this I will carry each and every value in this array one by one. Okay,
Hmm.
so here I will say sum plus equal, add a new value to the already existing value of sum. So I will say sum plus equal I. Here in the first iteration, sum already equals 0. So 0 plus 1 will be equal 1, 0 plus 2 will be equal 2, and so on. So here in the first iteration, I will be equal to 1, and sum equals to 0, so 0 plus 1 equal 1. Next iteration, sum equal 1, I equal 2, so 2 plus 1 equal 3. Third iteration, sum equals 3, I also equals 3, 3 plus 3 equals 6. So now sum is 6 in fourth iteration. I is 5. Okay, 6 plus 5 equal 11, and so on until the last element of the. So here, if we print, let's say sum of array element equal, and then we will put the value of sum. If we run this program, we'll get the summation of all these elements.
What is I? What is I exactly?
I is a variable inside this for loop, okay,
Okay.
holding this value or value of an element inside the array at a time. Like
Okay.
we are iterating on this array. What is the meaning of iterating? We are getting the value of each element inside the array one by one. So first element here is 1. So in the first iteration, I will be equal 1. Second, I will be equal 2. Third, I will be equal 3. I equal to 5. I equal to 8. I equal to 10. I equal to 12. I equal to 15. Once we reach 15, 15 is the last element in the array. So it means we are done iterating the array, the int array. You understand?
Yep.
Okay. Good. So here sum of array elements equals to 56. If you want to make sure that this value is correct, you can use your own calculator. Just add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12 plus 15. Okay, and tell me the result. Most probably it will be the same.
Yeah, 56. Yeah.
Yeah, you wanna try?
56. Yeah.
56. Okay, great. So our solution works fine. Do you have any questions?
Hmm. For can you do a regular for loop or do you have to do for each?
This is for each. We can
Can you
use
do for
ordinary. Yeah, we can use ordinary for loop, but it will be more complex. Like for each is easier. Since we are iterating an array, we have nothing to do with the index of each element. So easier
Mhm.
to use for each.
Why do we need some? Why do we need that? Some
Yeah, because we need a place to store the value of the
uh
summation.
0. Okay.
In the first iteration, only initial value will be 0, but it will
Okay.
keep holding the last result of the summation operation. Like 0 plus 1 equal 1. So here the value of sum will be equal to 1, because here we say sum plus equal I, which means we will add the value of I to the current value of sum, and we will store the new value or the new result again in sum.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
No, I want to make sure that it's clear to you.
Yeah, I understand the concept of it. Yeah.
Okay, good. So now let's move to next exercise. So here we need to write a Java program to calculate the average value of array elements. Do you know what is that means?
What does what mean?
How to calculate an average value for an array?
What to collect the average value? The average value.
Like I will tell you to calculate average value of an array. We need to divide total sum or summation of elements over their count. You understand what I just wrote? Calculate average. We'll divide the sum by the count. You understand this?
Mhm.
Okay, so here, applying the same on our int array. Here, we already calculated the sum. Okay, to calculate the average, we need to divide this sum by count. What is the count of this int array? The count, how many elements in this array?
It's about 8, I think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there is an easier way to know the length of array. If you remember, we discussed this last session. We have already a function called length that we can use, and it returns the length of an array. So here I will say int average equals to sum over int array dot length. As you can see, I don't have to type it all, just select it from the suggestions. Now I will print the result. I will say average of int array is equals to average. Sorry, average. Yes. Let's run our program. So average equals to 7. Can you please divide this 56 by 8?
I can do
the result.
divided by 8. That would be 8.
Divided by 8. Because here we have 8 elements.
Eight, yeah, 8.
What is the result?
That's 8. 56
Is it
divided by
7
7
or
is 8.
8?
It's 8.
8. Oh. Let me check. Equal to 7. 56 divided by 8. Result should be 7.
Oh, I'll check again on mine.
I guess you made a mistake.
Mine has 8. 56 divided by 8.
Yes, please do it one more time and confirm that the result will be 7.
7. 7.
Yeah,
It's 7.
yeah, exactly. Okay, no issue. So here again, our second exercise is done successful. Okay, let's move on to the third one. Here, sorry, put it in a comment. Here we need to write a Java program to find the index of an array element. Do you understand the statement of this problem?
Yeah, probably.
Like, for example, if this array element equals to 10, okay? What is the index of 10 inside this int array?
The index of 10 will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
Exactly. So how we achieve this in code? How we're gonna check the index?
So that'll be int r bracket.
Like, let me, we need to make a for loop, okay, iterating this int array, okay? And in each iteration, we'll check if the value of the current element equals to 10 or not. If it not equals to 10, we will skip to the next iteration. We will do nothing. But once we find our current element equals to 10, we'll check its index and we will return this index or display this index. You understand? So
Yeah.
here we should determine the index of each iteration. So we cannot use for each loop anymore. We need to use the normal ordinary for loop. So can you help me writing the syntax of this for loop?
Yep. For it'll be int r
Int I equals
int equals.
we start counting in programming from 0. So int
Is
I
0, 1,
equals 0. Yes.
2, 5. 2, 5.
Yeah, this value of 1, the first element, its index is 0, not 1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the condition, which is the most important part in the for loop. We want as long as I less than the int array length, yes, this one, we can increment value of I by 1, I plus, okay? So here, the value of I indicates the index, okay, of the current element inside the int array, okay? And we will move on each element one by one until we reach the last one, the last element, okay? So to get the value inside each element of this array, we should type this syntax int array, okay, 2 angle brackets, and inside these 2 angle brackets, we should give the index of the element that we want to get its value. Here, we'll put I. You understand why we put I?
Yeah.
Because I holds the index of each element one by one. Like in first iteration, this I will be 0, because here we gave initial value of 0. And
Okay.
0 still less than int array.length. We already know, like, when you look at this int array, you know that we have 8 elements. So int array.length equals to 8. So 0 less than 8. So in the next iteration, we will increment I by 1. So I will become 1. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So here, using this syntax, int array to angle brackets and inside the angle brackets we put I. Here we get the value inside each element. Like here we get 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 10, and so on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
To make it easy, I will just cut this line and put it in a print statement. So element, current array element equal int array of I. Okay. Then we will check. We'll make a condition. Is this int array of I equal 10? Because here the problem statement is telling us please get the index of 10. Okay. You understand?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
If yeah.
Yeah. So if int array of I equals to 10, this one we will print the index of 10 in int array equal to what, you know? Do you know
Okay.
equal to what?
Equal to.
Equal
Okay.
to I, because here I is holding the index of each element. So once we reach that the current element equals to 10, this means that the index of 10 is the current index in the I. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So you told me before we start coding that the index of 10 is already 5, so, right?
Yeah.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5. Yes. So let's run to make sure it's correct. Uh, yes. So here we print each and every element. Current array element 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Once we reach 10, current array element equals 10. So the index of 10 in int array equals to 5. Then we have the rest of elements. Current array element equals to 12. Current array element equals to 15. Okay. Is it easy?
It looks fairly easy. Looks easy. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to next exercise. Mm. So here we have a program telling us to insert an element in a certain position of an array. Like for example, if we have position equal 1, okay? In position 1, put the value of 6. How we're gonna do it?
Probably I read it. Oh, it's you just go to you just put in array, or no, you just put in
Like,
the array,
look, it's
put in
pretty similar to the previous one.
put in put in into
Okay,
array
but
and
instead of checking the value of the element itself, we'll check for the index. Okay.
Yep.
Here I make for loop and I indicate the index. Okay. And again, I print the current array element. Okay. Here, if the index of I equals to 1, when position equals to 1, okay, I will put the value of 6 inside the index of 1. So here I will say int array of I equals to 6. Okay. Then
okay.
print here the new value, the new element at index I equal to int array. Let's run the program to check if we get our expected result or not. So here, our expected result that will print current array elements. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, blah. We'll print 1 normally because 1 has an index of 0. Okay, once we reach here, this second element, it has index of 1. So when we check this condition, not this one, sorry. When we check this condition, if I equal to 1, this condition will come to be true. So we will insert 6 in this index of I, which is equals to 1. So int array at index 1 will hold the element 6, and then we'll print this statement and continue printing the next iterations normal. So yeah, let's run and see the output. Okay. So current array element equals to 1, current array element equals to 2. And then we found out that here this element 2 has index of 1. So we replaced 2 with 6, and then we printed the new element index 1 equals to 6. Then we resumed our next elements, normally 3, 5, 8, 10, 12, 15. You understand?
Yeah.
Is it easy?
Not really.
You feel like somehow it's complex? Please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Like here we had here 1, 2, 3, 4. We had around 4 exercise. Do you understand them all? You don't have any question about any of them?
Mm. Right, 10. I don't think so.
Okay, let's take one more last exercise for today. And I hope it will be easy. Yeah. So here our last program, telling us write a Java program that replaces all odd numbers in array with 0. Okay, so here in our array, how many odd numbers we have?
You should have
All,
8.
right? So we need to replace all these numbers with zeros. So how we're gonna do this?
Replace it with what?
With 0.
Oh, all zeros?
Yeah, any odd number should be replaced with 0. So again, we need to create a for loop in I equals 0, while I less than int array dot length I plus plus. And here, inside the for loop, we make a condition. Okay. Just print. Yeah, when the value of int array this index of R mod 2 not equal to 0, this means that this number is odd. So say int array of I equals to 0. then we'll print again.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the current element. Do you understand this condition?
That makes sense, yeah.
Okay, so here we'll check like each and every element. We'll print this element, and then we'll check if mod of this element not equals to 0. It means that this integer value is odd, so we'll replace it with 0. And then we'll print again the new value, which equals to 0. So let's run our program. Starting from here, current array and equal 1. So 1 is odd, so we replaced it with 0. Again, we have 6. Okay, 6 is not odd, it's even, so we printed twice 6. Okay. Next is 3. Remember that we, in the previous program, we replaced this 2 with 6, so here we printed 6. Okay. Next is 3. 3 is odd, so here we replace 3 with 0. You see? Again, 5 and 5 is odd, so we replaced 5 with 0. 8 is even, so we just printed 8 twice. Again, 10 got printed twice, and 12